divide and conquer, left, right, Democrat versus Republican down south, and here's conservative versus liberal, right? Birds of the feather shit together, or whatever the saying is. So, Andre, I mean, you have all those outlets, this guy, what's his name, Mario Zelaya, whatever his name is.
Mario from the north.
From the north.
God bless his soul.
Talks on the left so much, and he's.
You identify him as left, yeah?
No, I think he's a Pierre Poilievre's boyfriend. That's what I identify him. They work out together. But they
work out together.
but the goal is like he's just the opposite thing. Like he just sits there and talks shit on the left, never questions the right. That's how I believe, how I feel like. There's a reason why he got so popular. He's the Ben Shapiro of Canada. Prove me wrong. Let's watch a couple of things that he's got out there. I mean, I'm prepared, totally just raw, pulling this video of Mario. Let's get it going.
Give me 1 second, because this might be my favorite video of the week.
Pull that up.
Did CTV News really publish a hit piece against Pierre Poilievre that was written by AI? That's the question being asked. Let's take a quick look. It all started with this article here, Inside the Conservative Party's Culture of Fear. And it was written by her, Miss Sharan Kaur. Sorry if I butchered the last name. She originally posted this on X and said, if Pierre Poilievre wants to truly lead, he should recognize that running a caucus like a gang doesn't make him strong, it makes him small. You don't...
First of all, give me 1 minute. You would like this? So how he starts the thing? I think it's weak.
Token intro?
Like his token intro is like, oh, I'm about to say something smart. Give me a second. So let's just. I
don't know, man.
I'm not hating on this. I'm really.
You really are. You actually are. I'm Team Mario. I'm Team anybody kind of challenging the narrative.
But he's still challenging the narrative. We're saying Poilievre is the same thing. Poilievre was there.
All right,
saying the same thing as Carney on the most important issue that bothers me is. Oh, we need to protect democracy in Ukraine, so let's send them another $2 billion.
Well, let's address first the reason you're giving this guy airtime is because you recognize him at a type of Canadian kingmaker that he kind of is.
No, I recognize him as Ben Shapiro. So he does have a lot
of sway. Exactly, so does Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's a kingmaker.
He's not a kingmaker.
He's a kingmaker. Now he's starting to lose that.
He was a kingmaker because people didn't know. Like, he bought the stuff,
You're saying that the U.S. knows, Canadians don't know. They still listen to Ben as if it's the gospel. And it's actually the Torah.
Okay, let's listen. You're losing me here.
Build the government by crushing dissent. You build it by commanding respect. Watch this. And this caught my attention. Lionel posted this entire op-ed from irrelevant former liberal staffer, reads like AI. So I scanned it with AI originality, and well, they seem 100% confident AI. Can't say I'm surprised. And so I'm going to blow up exactly and replicate what he did. And I went on the same website, and it says the most accurate AI detector for ChatGPT 5, ChatGPT, Claude 4, Gemini 2.5, Grok 3, and all other popular AI writing tools. It's 100% confident that it's AI. And let me move out of the way. This is the mobile version of exactly the picture that I did on my laptop.
Okay, I'm challenging this whole video. This whole video is made by AI. He's green screened, everything else.
Exactly, and then kudos on that person recognizing their limitations and trying to consolidate with AI, either to plagiarize, recognizing its superiority,
or just fucking save time.
Well, yeah, either or.
I'm saying I got something smart to say, but I don't have 10 minutes to write it out because I got to go to work because I got a bill to pay. Because it's
so now we're really knocking on Mario. I get what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, at this point, I'd rather people give me AI answers than their own. Actually,
Also true.
Well, it's smarter. It's more in depth. It could be backed by by sources, and I'm more impressed by it.
This will be our next thing. We'll argue with ChatGPT about shit, but let's finish Mario.
But I asked Grok as well, and I said, Grok, is this written by AI? Can you analyze it? And it gives all of the sections with 80 to 90% confidence of what was written using AI. This isn't how you build a credible opposition. It's how you run a cult. This isn't a house of cards. It's amateur hour with intimidation tactics. Short, punchy contrasts. AI loves these parallelisms. And it breaks down all of the sections, which include...
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like, this whole thing is AI. Like, is it this existential question here? Like, honestly, like, what... Are you really honestly, like, if you use an AI, let's say I asked AI to write a talk, really quick response for email, social media, etc. And I genuinely like what it did. Yeah. And I used it as a tool and I put it in a motherfucker. I'm not saying I wrote every single word, but this is my message that I wrote with the help of a tool.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay with it at this point. I think we're able to tell the readers and the people that don't have that intelligence and they need to tap into artificial intelligence. I know there's this wise quote that says the summation of your life and the quality of your life is a summation of the questions you dare ask of yourself and the universe. And now with AI around, it gives so much depth to that quote as far as, sure, stupid people prompting AI will give you some sort of content, but the people that are already very smart, that prompt it totally differently because it has depth to it.
Okay, no, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was messing with my
No, I'm
equipment.
going off. Keep going with Mario.
Ultimately,
Love
it
Mario.
says this.
Mario, love you.
75 to 85% is estimated to be written by AI, and the piece reads like a human prompt. Write a critical op-ed on Poilievre's CPC using floor crossing examples. Add personal liberal perspective. Fed to an AI tool, then lightly edited. Core structure, metaphors, and repetition scream AI. Sparse personal touches feel inserted. A fully human writer would vary sentence length more and cite concrete sources beyond rumors. And I'm glad Lionel caught it, because I wasn't going to bother reading it because I knew it was just going to be a ridiculous hit piece. But when I did, the same red flags went up as they went up for him. AI has a way and a method of writing, honestly, anything. And so, yeah, I really do think AI was used by ultimately this person, which CTV then published this hit piece on Pierre Poilievre.
Why is this breaking news? Who the fuck's listening to CTV anyways?
Oh, well, that okay. Let's just that's the point. That's the point.
Mario, this is what my like Mario gives CT, like we should never in the same breath we say CBC, CTV, Global, and all mainstream news to come with a
Just ignore it completely. Don't even talk about it. Why? Why? It's irrelevant.
Are you surprised that place that should have went bankrupt 15 years ago that only subsides on my tax dollars is relying on AI to make content between you and I? I'd rather that than the drivel shit that they're feeding my dad for the last 40 years. So in the end, he's really criticizing if AI was used on C. Oh my God, I wonder. You know, like who gives a shit? Why even talk about CTV, CBC? Give it relevance.
It's like Brave New World, right? Like I believe at this point we should live in that separate society, and the way we separate ourselves, we just don't give any credence to that other part of the society.
This is already happening in my perspective. Timelines are shifted. The veil is thinning between the two realities. This is what I'm saying is the people that were reading books prior to AI, and then there's the people trying to sound smart after AI. And congratulations, they get to arrive, but to the party about 30 years late. So you can't fake that depth of intellect. That's
okay. So my question is, okay,
CTV is definitely not the place for any of
Mario is CTV of Conservative Party of Canada.
Mario wants to be on the CTV. How about that? It's just like other people that are still trying to make content to hopefully that they get picked up by the big boys.
How's it different what I just said?
What you said?
It's birds of the feather fly to shit together, whatever I said.
We're gonna make a reel of just you butchering fucking. I'm down with that.
But that's the point. That's the point. Like, how's it like? Either he wants to be on CTV or he wants to be like CTV, or he just talking shit about the opposition.
He just likes that his aunt gets to see his face on her TV.
All is like, I'm telling you, he's a Ben Shapiro of Canadian.
Sure, but at least they have a Ben Shapiro, and I'm happy we got Mario. I guess I don't know what you want me to say. We don't have a spectrum here in Canada. As so happy
everyone's on the spectrum in Canada. Everybody's LGBTQ. What are you talking about? The Canada is spectrum of everything. I think Canada is a good example of the isolation society. Like if you stay here on the east in Canada, right? If you stay here on the east, it's a big mall with a gay village in the middle of it.
A big mall with a gay village in the middle of it. Is this something you lived in?
Yeah, in the Indian suburbs, right? Chinese Indian suburbs. But when you go west, Saskatchewan, Alberta, this is where they produce stuff. This is where you see farm fields, where you see factories, where you see mines.
And they're actually wealth producing.
And actually wealth producing, they're actually producing something.
Imagine if we didn't have them to tax, how fucked we'd be out here. Ontario and Quebec are the least grateful type of people. And the irony that we don't develop the same industries that we judge them for, but yet we got no problem cashing in their checks and their subsidies and their, what are those calls? Not distribution payments.
The equalization.
Something to that effect. That's going to come back.
Yeah. Let's watch more of Mario. Today is
Alberta secede already. Saskatchewan secede already. You really got a hard on for Mario, huh?
Well,
Is it the bald head or what?
yes, like it.
Take a wild guess who
I can
tried to
understand
avoid
that. I don't feel it, but I can understand
At
it.
this point, it should come as no surprise. Opposition parties called on clarity from the government as member of parliaments were set to debate on the Iran war, and people expected him not to show up for work. You want to know why? Because within a span of 96 hours or 4 days, he changed his position on Iran 4 times.
I've already seen this video because I love Mario.
Has taken 4 different positions on the war in the Middle East in 4 days. He was for the attack. Then he said he regretted his support for the attack. Then he said his support for the attack was illegal.
If
then he said he was open to contributing Canadian troops to the war.
Okay, two things.
If Mario had balls, he should start the movement of the equivalent of a never Vance in the U.S. as far as Kingmaker Fuentes is saying that he will never vote Vance. Who the fuck is this guy in the middle talking? And he's supposed to be like the leader of the opposition. Didn't even campaign when he had a chance. Arrogant, didn't show up on any podcast. Nothing long format either because he runs his life through polls. But the irony that months before, he just saw Kamala and Biden lose the elections because Biden was fucking senile in the basement, didn't campaign at all. And Kamala definitely couldn't do anything long format. And then meanwhile, with that hindsight, this guy campaigns on thinking that not doing any broadcasts or podcasts and going to see Jordan Peterson would be sufficient. Trump keeps giving blowjobs to Barron Trump for telling him, Dad, go do long formats, the way you're going to get it. And that's how it worked. And this guy too stupid to figure that out. At the end, I know Canada's fucked because this is supposed to be the official opposition. You're worried about Mario. He's not even in politics. Pierre's the actual guy that's supposed to be the other end of the spectrum, that we have a writing chance of not going towards full-blown communism.
Well,
not looking good up here.
That's what I was saying earlier. He is not like Mario is a perfect example. He's the spokesperson for Poilievre. Like Poilievre needs to be doing his own leg work. But here's the question: we're talking shit. That's another reason. Like, okay, Poilievre came out and talked shit on Carney. Do you know Poilievre's positions on Iran? What does he say?
He's flip-flopping.
He's flip-flopping too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even like at this point. I'm so disinterested in what he has to say. I don't care. Like, he's not a real opposition.
We should have known what he stood for even prior to this engagement. You understand this stuff that he should have campaigned on, not going to war, just basic stuff, stopping spending, all the things that Carney has like sped up with Ukraine and stuff. Like, he should have made a stance on that even before Iran.
Like, I'm not giving any more money to Freeland and her Nazi family. How about that? Like, just that simple. Like that simple.
Because we're in Montreal, we're more nervous over here, considering the political.
No, more retarded. More retarded.
Yeah, we're just retarded. The fact that Chrystia Freeland is running the money that we're funneling to Ukraine, and then the fact that Brookfield's involved and Carney
to rebuild Ukraine, and sending the money to rebuild Ukraine. Yeah.
She was reporting to Carney for the last how many years?
We're divided, and Mario is part of division. He's not a solution. Is he a talking head? Like, that's how I often think about, look, this Canada microcosm of things are going on right now. Why is Candace Owens, why is Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes, and other players in the game are allowed to have a following that is in millions of people, a huge following? Why is it allowed by the Zionist lobby? It wasn't before. They have more grip on social.
What's your answer?
Media.
What is it? Give it to me.
It's intentional.
You mean it's controlled opposition still?
It's not controlled opposition. Even if it's not a position, they are accelerating, and Tucker talks about it all the time. They're accelerating the next event, which is the World War III, which is the apocalypse, which is the ushering of the Antichrist. They do want the end of the world. They call it New World Order all the time. But people are like, oh, New World Order, it's the banking, it's the BRICS, it's whatever. No. New World Order is destroy everything by fire, bring in the Antichrist, and rebuild them. Hopefully Messiah will come for the Jews, and for the Christians is the second coming. They're already openly talking about, let's bomb the...
I think that's just the same prediction of the same thing that, from my angle coming at it from another point, is resets and solar weather and pole migrations. And they're aware, these secret societies and these fraternities are aware fully of the time that we're in. And in order to usher in these new eras and to be able to move through with the reset is activating all the mechanisms that are in play right now. Hence why I'm saying, is it because we're in Montreal, we feel that heat? Like I'm extra anxious because then I hear Mario talking. That's the reprimand we're doing to him, is that he's not going straight to it and talking deeper about like and wasting time addressing Pierre Poilievre, making it the dude that made himself irrelevant in the last election, and or CTV that should have went bankrupt 20 years ago. So I don't know. Try to reach out to him and have him talk about some of these things that you think are as you're saying, they're allowed to talk.
Mario, can we talk about Zionist movement? Like you can, like it's a real thing. You cannot beat around.
And you don't even have to talk about it. You got people like Tucker and Candace with a
just comment on that.
Yeah, just comment on what they're saying. Ideally, but again, I give this guy the benefit of the doubt. He's just like the rest of us, trying to do the best he can with what he has, and I'm actually grateful for him putting out that content because at least I know that it's waking some people up. Obviously, it's not extreme enough on the spectrum that I'm on as far as what I believe is in play and stuff. But as far as Candace and Tucker being allowed, I think that's just getting away from them. I think that's the internet. I think that's them having X to be able to communicate on. Candace is still streaming on YouTube.
Well, yeah, they okay. On one hand, they did put a lot of time into it, and on the other hand, you know Candace's story. She was part of the Daily Wire. She was part of PT. Like she was part of those paid for Zionist grassroots movements. Is the talking black girl, like quite literally.
Yeah, her best friend caught it in the face for it. You know what I mean? Like we're at that point
no,
now, as far as the urgency of it. It's not.
I'm talking about, but she didn't. She's still online. She's saying openly, like, yeah, there's a hit out.
I think they have to match the craziness of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the face live on screen and the fallout of that. Because, yeah, I think that normally they would have already canceled her. They would have not allowed the publishing of the information. Her latest series is her inheriting a Mason Bible. And now she's going to get to go in depth as far as, the Satan worship, Baal, and everything else, and human sacrifice and all. That's where we're at this point. And maybe we need Mario talking about human sacrifice and human trafficking.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm actually putting like, what's this white girl from Alberta? She's also an immigrant, but she lives in Texas somewhere. What's her name?
Kelsey? Oh no, Tamara?
Tamara or whatever.
I love her. God, I love her. I'm crushing on her.
Let's find her.
Yes, please introduce her because
listen to me, my new awakened souls who have just awakened to the entire game and the fact that we are run by a bunch of satanic pedophiles.
Look at this girl.
I understand the frustration, the anger, and everything that you feel. I went through that when I was 20, when I woke up. I'm 39 now. Eventually, you will plateau. You will realize what the truth is. And then you will take that energy and you will transmute it into something positive. Why? Because even the Bible says 365 times, do not fear. You want to know why? Because the entire matrix is fear-based. You do not want to have any fear. No, we're not going to have any nuclear wars. I don't even think nukes exist, to be honest. Hydrogen bombs, yeah, maybe, but not nukes. Because we would have probably nuked ourselves before.
Be my
they
friend?
just want you to think that. They want you to think that they are so powerful that you should be afraid of them. Screw them. Don't be afraid of them. Make fun of them. Laugh at them. Take their power away.
That's kind of what I was saying.
Maybe.
Like, don't even give it a time.
Present it like she does, and I'd be like, yeah, okay.
It's exactly what I was saying. It's exactly what I was saying. Don't give him any power. And Mario gives him the power. Mario gives power to Poilievre. Like it's like he is something.
No.
But he's not. The Poilievre is not your savior. Trump was never going to be your savior.
I love you, Mario. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. I don't 1 second think it's coming from a bad place.
World Economic Forum has literally come out with a statement that in the next pandemic, they're going to have a vaccine ready for us in 100 days. I'm not even kidding.
Not for you and me.
And they're also saying and trying to hash out any of the problems that we had this pandemic. So you guys all know who Klaus Schwab is, right? Like the epitome of vagina dryness, pretty much. Well, that loser basically stepped down, and then they got somebody else in. But that guy was found to be on the Epstein files, so he had to step down. And now they have a third guy who's also a Swiss dude who pretty much looks like that dude who says diabetes. Let me just show you. New 100-day goals set for faster, equitable pandemic response. The Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness and Innovations, CEPI, has set 100.
Okay, that's the difference between her and Mario. She says the shit that we need to know.
She's spiritual, bro.
No, but we need to know this shit, not not the distraction left versus right.
You're knocking this guy for not having intuitive intelligence, like her feeling in her fucking guts.
No, I'm not knocking on this guy not having anything. No, I'll tell you more. He's doing it intentionally.
Oh wow, that's a whole other. You got to prove that, bro.
I can't prove it, but He sounds like a smart guy. He sounds like a smart guy.
I'm open to anything you could say. Why?
But he knows how crazy this shit is. If he's aware of the fucking corruption and the misleading and how the world operates in the microcosm of the left liberal party and how they have a hold on your taxpayer money and controlling the way you think, feel, and act in this world via things like CTV and CBCs and fear-mongering campaigns and all this other stuff. He cannot see past Poilievre being a controlled opposition because he hasn't done shit, really.
No, Mario's probably going to run at some point. That's like, you know, that's the kind of guy I feel like he is until he gets to her level of not giving a fuck and talking about like spirituality and energies and entities and how people move and why people move. And he's more into the details. She's more into like what's causing the shit. This is the whole conversation of the elephant in the room. The Zionist movement, the bloodlines behind these people, the people that have...
Well, now I'm saying he should know that Poilievre is not a solution. Why is he Poilievre spokesman? If he's that person,
he's in the binary. He's stuck in the matrix binary. That's why.
No, he's not. That's what I'm saying. I want to give him a benefit of the doubt, but I can't. He sounds like a smart guy. He sounds like he knows.
Sounds like you need to have a fucking one-on-one with him.
No, it's okay. I don't hate him. I just hope he'd like
get some answers, because I think that even what you're thinking, I think a lot of other people probably are thinking. Me, I'm at the opposite. And I've been so let down.
2020, the pandemic did to the human psyche. The government basically took work away from us, gave us a UBI, which is a universal basic income, through CERB, which was the payment that we got in Canada, which was about like $2,000 per person per month, which is like the minimum wage of what you're getting, right? What does that psychologically do to you? And then I realized that they were actually preparing and training us for communism and that sort of lifestyle. And I'm going to show you exactly what ChatGPT said. The first psychological effect is loss of structure. So when you go to work and you have any sort of serious goals in life, you have a daily routine, you have time structure. You have
this was all known before the pandemic, simpletons.
When that disappears, many people experience disrupted sleep schedules, reduced motivation, feel...
Why is he not screaming about that? Well, Poilievre was in the trenches when the truckers were there being fucked up.
Yeah, he was just waiting on talking points to be pulled for him to have an actual stance on anything, especially during that time. And that's what's fucking weak, is that you know that the guy on the spectrum is supposed to represent the other side of freedom. He didn't even educate people as to what is coercion and the fact that it took actual Supreme Court to give their opinion that it was unconstitutional, and then the Court of Appeal to actually uphold that opinion. Like, he should have been yelling that from the rooftops as it was happening. The fact that he wasn't doing it at the time is what he took the same fear porn as everybody else, and he was afraid of the air outside. Like, that was Pierre Poilievre. That's why, like, even having him on the spectrum now, or anybody, you know, vouching for this guy, I'd vote for Tatjana Sekic. You know what I mean? But these people don't want to run for office. It's fucking psychos. Like ranting about CTV and mainstream media should be doing the same for anybody wanting this. Why, like, him going to politics, Mario aspiring maybe to that. That's why he's staying within that binary. He's making himself as irrelevant as CTV, and for the same reason, people just should not listen to these assholes. Just bear witness to the innovations that are coming in with the use of AI and how society is going to evolve with governance, with what we demand, what we create. Can't knock.
Okay, so the reset. How's reset going to happen?
It's already happening. It's already... No,
but I mean, like, what's the outcome?
You know what? She was just going down that list of the psychological operation that was... We could have claimed. So they were claiming they didn't know what the fuck COVID was. And the ones that believed that shit, that fell for it, we knows what happens when you lock people up for 2 days, a week, a month, 2 months. And then if you do it as a whole, as a collective. So they should be already aware that that whole modus operandi was waiting in the wings and was already a tried, tested, and true way of resetting people's minds, their interactions with one another, which is all commerce and business and economics. And they tossed us for like a whirlspin with foods and essential. Who's essential? Essential workers. They actually made people just, you know what I mean? Like, we were so far gone. We need people running like her for office, but they're too smart to run for office like her. And Mario runs for office, then you'll get your idea of like the limitations that this guy has, thinking that that's where the solution is going to come from.
All right. Thank you. Bye.